All right, so this particular segment is specifically for the children, a little bit shorter, focusing on particularly just one aspect. And this week we're going to be looking at Matthew 13, 1 through 23, which is the parable of the sower. So, and he spake many things unto them in parables. Now, a parable is a story that has a specific meaning. Behold, a sower went forth to sow. In other words, a person who plants seeds went around to plant seeds, and went and sowed some seeds, and went and when he sowed, so when he was planting, some seeds fell by the wayside. So some of them didn't go where he wanted them to be planted. And the fowls came and devoured them up. And fowls are birds. We can see here that there are lots of birds. They all really like eating seeds. So if there's a seed that's going around on the side, that somebody's planting seeds and they see seeds not buried in the earth, they're going to want to eat it. Some fell upon stony places, so areas where there really wasn't a lot of dirt, just a lot of rocks. And it's not really easy for seeds to grow on rocks because they can't have all of the water that they need. They can't get all of the food that they need, being plants, in order to grow. And we see a little bit of the rocky soil that Jesus was talking about here. It'd be really easy to grow plants when you're planting them in this kind of ground. Not really. These types of grounds don't really work very well in order to grow seeds. Usually you can get maybe a couple weeds, but not very many seeds. And when the sun was up, they were scorched because they had no root. They withered away. So in other words, when the sun came out, it was too hot for these flowers and they couldn't survive. The sun killed them and they crumpled up and they dried all up, kind of like those dead houseplants, and they were removed. And some fell among thorns, so some went to weeds. And these weeds, we look at these kind of like these thorny weeds, and what they do is they don't necessarily kill the plant outright, but they take all of the energy from the plant to grow, so the plant can't grow very well. And some fell among thorns, and the thorns sprung up and choked them. So we see here that those thorns, those weeds, they took all of the energy from the plant, and they couldn't survive. But other fell into good ground, and brought forth fruit, some 100-fold, some 60-fold, and some 30-fold. So we see kind of here what happens if you plant seeds with good soil that's full of nutrients, where they get enough water and enough sunlight and enough care in order to grow. And so what can you do to help these seeds grow? If, say, you had rocky soil, what could you do to help seeds grow on there? I imagine that one thing you could do is you could take away the rocks. That if you removed these rocks, then maybe there would be good soil underneath it, and the birds could grow, and the seeds could grow. What about the thorny ones? Maybe you could pull out the thorns. I'm sure that if you pulled out the thorns from a lot of these places, that there would be places for green and good things to grow. Who hath ears, let him hear. For this people's heart is waxed gross, and their ears are dull of hearing, and their eyes they have closed, lest at any time they should see with their eyes, hear with their ears, should understand with their heart, and should be converted, and I should heal them. So Jesus is saying that people have become very mean in themselves, and they don't want to hear my word. So if you take your hands and you cover your ears, can you hear things really well? Can you hear a lot of what's being said? It's very difficult to hear when your ears are covered. But if you close your eyes, can you see everything? Maybe you can see a little bit of light if you turn towards any particular light source, but you really can't see very much if your eyes are closed. And so, how can we use these eyes and these ears in order to learn the teachings of Jesus Christ?